Inner Child Integration to Become Strong. Part 2a. How do empaths heal themselves? So before I go into detail on this, you've already figured out that the way the empath can heal is to reverse the 4 protection mechanisms that helped them survive as a child. The reintegration of the inner child plays a vital role in this. So those 4 defense mechanisms change when you grow up in your poison, and they sabotage your life. So, to heal, you really have to reverse each of those 4. And I'm going to go into detail on how to do that in a moment. I want to leave a caveat here because when we get to the healing part, a lot of empaths are really scared, okay? And the reason we are afraid to really heal as empaths, is because we intuitively understand, to heal as empaths, I have to confront. I have to feel. In addition, I have to relive certain events. I have to let certain things from my past come to the fore. And that's really scary for an empath. Because we know how sensitive we are, and so the fear is literal. I've heard empaths say to me before we started doing this work. I've listened to empaths say to me, I'm terrified that I'm going to die if I start this work. See how visceral this is? The empathic psyche actually considers this work so dangerous that it can lead to death. It's something empaths bring back from childhood. Which is an immature attitude. It's a fear they bring with them from childhood. So I want to leave a side note here before you start this healing work, just to support you a little bit and to help you understand who you are, okay? There are 2 elements to understand about being an empath that will help you move forward and heal with more power. The first is that you are highly resilient. You are highly resilient. Look at this from a broader perspective. Your soul would never choose to incarnate as an empath if it didn't also add to the resilience of that toolbox, okay? Can you see why? Your soul would be stupid if she did. Imagine, why would your soul combine empathic abilities with weakness, with energetic weakness? That wouldn't make sense because that would literally make sure you wouldn't survive. The soul doesn't do that. So, the soul does when it chooses its characteristics for specific life. Once it incarnates with empathic abilities, it also throws the resilience into the toolbox, okay? So, you, my friend, are not a vulnerable wallflower in any form. You are incredibly resilient. You are so resilient that you actually survived your childhood as an empath. Think about it. How did you survive your childhood with all its turmoil, with all the pain and all the trauma? How did you survive that if you weren't resilient, right? You were resilient. Get this in your head and in your heart. You can do this job, okay? The second thing I want you to remember is that you're a power plant, okay? That's something else the soul does. Suppose the soul chooses to incarnate with empathic abilities. It doesn't happen because it's just, oh, I'm just going to throw in the empathy, just for hell, just for hell. No, the soul throws the empathic characteristic into its little box, into its little toolbox for a specific life, when it has a mission to serve the planet and humanity. So you know that if you are an empath, you also know with 100% certainty that you are here to help humanity and the planet transmute and shift energy. That's what you do here. So if your soul chooses empathic abilities in a specific lifetime, it will also come in with a great energy system. You are an energy powerhouse. Your aura is enormous. It's powerful. Why is it like that? Because if it wasn't powerful, think about this. Suppose you're on a mission to come down here as an empath to help transmute and shift energy on the planet. Would you really be able to change energy if you came here with a puny minor energy system? No. On a planet with 7 billion people? You wouldn't go anywhere. You would just drown. So what the soul does is you come in as an empath, you're incredibly resilient, and you also come in with a powerful energy system. It's that many energy systems that really help transform. An empath who has power can genuinely transform the world. I'm sure of it. So, imagine how many thousands of people, how many thousands of empaths are watching this. You become an empowered empath, which is thousands of us with massive energy systems that help transform this planet into love, compassion and joy. Now let's look at some efficient, actionable advice on how to start reversing the 4 defense mechanisms. The first, the premature ego formation. How do you turn that around as an adult? Now that you know, this is no longer a protection mechanism. That is really sabotaging you. How can you turn this around? Well, if your ego is really in control, if it's formed prematurely, it's controlling, and the way you reverse that, then you have to calm this ego down, okay? You will just have to find ways to calm your ego. I like to use calming mantras. I want to use meditation. Meditation was so crucial in my life to calm my mind, okay? You can use all kinds of meditation. Movement meditation, all different types of meditations. You could meditate and move. You could do art or painting, or whatever in your life like exercise. For example, some people like extreme sports because it calms the mind. You're going to find the way in your own life to do exercises and activities in your life that calm the mind, okay? The more the mind calms down, the better. The ego will begin to surrender. He's going to let go of control, and the more the ego lets go of control, the more power your soul can gain, okay? So, that's how you kind of start to reverse the premature ego formation that happened to you when you were a kid. Now to the second protection mechanism. How do you reverse soul fragmentation? The way I did this, I was doing the work of soul retrieval. It is a shamanic practice called soul retrieval. If you don't know what that is, look it up. And the soul retrieval, basically as an exercise, is that it calls your soul fragments back to you, okay? It calls your soul fragments back to you. However, it doesn't matter how many times your soul has pulled out a little bit of its essence. It does not matter. You will recall them, and they will integrate into your body in a healthy and healed way. Soul retrieval can be done in 2 ways. I got my soul back myself, but that's because trance meditation is easy for me. What is called traveling, what shamans call traveling, it's easy. I go into trance meditation quickly myself, so I've done this healing work myself, but some people won't be able to do it alone. It depends. You will have to try. So I want you to look up soul restoration meditations, and you will find some soul restoration meditations. Put the earplugs in your ear, sit down, listen to the guided meditation and see if you can do this work independently. If you can't do this job on your own, if you find yourself really not having success on your own, then I suggest you go online. To find a shaman near you who can do the practice of soul retrieval with you. You go to the shaman, and you go ask them. You're going to say you're an empath. Maybe you had a lot of trauma in your childhood. Plus, you feel like your soul is fragmented, and you need help bringing those soul parts back, okay? Find a shaman near you who will recover your soul if you don't know how to do it yourself. I did it alone, but it wasn't really all alone. In addition, I appreciate the excellent teacher Alberto Villoldo. I want you to look up his books. If you're going to do the soul retrieval yourself, I leave a few of his books below so you can check out his books. Alberto Villoldo has 2 books that really helped me in retrieving the parts of my soul. One of them was actually called Soul Retrieval, so I'll let you know. The other is called Sage Healer and Shaman. These are the 2 books that helped me understand soul retrieval on a deeper level. I leave links to that below. But however you try, the way to reverse the soul fragmentation is to integrate the soul fragments that have left you, integrate them back into your life. Now onto another protection mechanism, and that's how you reverse heart closure. So you reverse the heart closure. You have to open your heart, right? How do you open your heart? There are countless ways to open the heart. I'm going to give some suggestions, but you get creative too. One of the ways is to connect, to come into deep connection with and commitment to your body, because your body and your heart are closely related. When you are connected to your body, you are automatically linked to your heart. So any type of dance, any kind of body work like massage. If you like tantra, tantric touch works well. That way you bring your consciousness into your body is also heart work, okay? You can also devote yourself to the arts. Every kind of artistic heals. A pottery class or a painting class heals. Because when you engage in more creative activities, your heart opens. That's your creative portal. This is another way. Oh my God, there are so many ways. So is meditation. Don't forget to like our video.